Hey beautiful baddies and handsome niggas, what is up? So your girl is back on YouTube. I know I haven't been uploading videos on my channel forever, but your girl is back and I promise y'all I'm back forever. Like I ain't going nowhere this time, you know what I'm saying? So before we get into the juicy stuff of this video, I just wanted to like walk you through my channel or like things that are about to happen here. So first things first, we are gonna be upgrading our background, right? I'm gonna buy stuff for my background, and you know I feel like I should make a vlog about that. Like I don't know, we'll see what will happen, but we're about to have some aesthetic shit in this channel. Secondly, we are gonna work on the quality of the video, the camera, right? As I've said in my previous video, I broke my camera, so right now I'm using my mom's phone to film this video. But I feel like next week or something like that I'm gonna be having a new camera and I'll do a review about that. And then what else did I wanna okay, yeah, I think that's all. So quick disclaimer, I'll walk you through my story of how I lost my inner peace and self-confidence and all that kind of stuff. I lost my inner peace back in 2018, 2019. I don't remember properly, but like somewhere there, you know, 18, 19. Reason being, I had issues with my grandmother, you know, family issues. I had issues with my dad, grew up with no dad. What else? I lost a partner, my first partner actually, back in 2019. That also attacked me negatively. My first tip to you guys is to listen to other people's stories. Reason being, I feel like, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like no, it's not just me. A lot of people out there, I can tell. Let's say you're going through your childhood trauma, right? If you don't have like people telling you their stories, or you know, listening to other people's stories, you feel like you're like alone in this whatever situation that you're going through. Things get worse. I feel like if you hear other people's stories, they might be like even worse than you, and you'll start realizing, no, I'm not alone in this journey, and I'm not the first person to go through this, and probably I'm not the last, but hopefully I am the last, because we don't want anybody to experience what we've been through. Stuttering again. But I feel like you should listen to other people's stories in order to feel like you're not alone. You know what I'm saying? There are groups like past childhood trauma groups on Facebook. You can go search those, and then you know, connect with people who've been more or less in the same situation that you've been through. You know, watch YouTube videos and stuff, or go to workshops. There are therapy workshops. You should Google those, and then like have a conversation with a whole lot of people. You know, listen to what people say about their lives, and you start realizing I'm not alone in this. Accept that you're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because a whole lot of people like compare themselves to others, like, which is very problematic in today's generation. We have this tendency of comparing ourselves and stuff. We all want to be perfect. I understand. I mean, everybody want to be perfect, but hey, it's your past. You know what I'm saying? It's your past. You should focus on your future and know that you're not perfect. You might do the same mistakes that you've done in your past. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't like be sad or whine over like your past trauma and stuff. You should accept that you're not perfect and your life is not perfect. Nobody's life is perfect. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you do, but your life won't be perfect, period. So just accept that and make your life a bit easier than it already is. Or I don't know. My third tip to you guys is to cut out the shame reviews. So we do have people we talk to, right? Be careful of the people that you have around you. If you feel like you have people who shame you for your experiences, who shame you for your decisions, I mean, they're not in your situation, you know what I'm saying? Even if like you guys are going through the same thing, But if that person is shaming you, you should cut them out. You know it will be hard. It might be family, it might be friends, someone you used to talk to, you know, someone you feel connected to, even if it's a girlfriend or boyfriend. If he or she is shaming you, cut them out, period. If it means you should end up being all alone by yourself and stuff, then so be alone. I mean, you only have you, period. Don't force yourself to be with people who do not support you, understand you, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they should be the ones who support you all the time. You should be supportive as well. But if the person is like shaming you all the time, you can, I mean, guys, we grown-ups, we can tell when somebody's shaming us and, you know, advising us on stuff. You can tell. So if you feel like, if right now deep down there you know that you've been shamed throughout, cut that person out. They ain't like, trust me, I know how it feels. Cut them out, period. My fourth tip to you is to practice shadow work. So if you're not like into scripting, I feel like people who script do know what shadow work is, or people who attend therapy and all that kind of stuff, they do know what shadow work is. But if you don't know, in simple terms, shadow work is working on your inner self. You know, we all have our inner self, you know, the dark side of you, and we don't like that kind of side of us. We don't like it because it is the most realest part of ourselves. You know, it's like your soul. I don't know what it is. I think it's your soul. But it's like the dark side of you. You know, it's real. Like it ain't lying to you. If you know deep down, like for an example, if you know that you have anger issues, or you have depression, or you're going through, I don't know what it is, and you don't want to accept that thing that just continues doing this to you, like, girl, you got this, girl, you gotta work on this. That's your shadow self. You should connect with your shadow self. Like, ain't nothing better than that. Like, I've been through some shit, but shadow work is like on some other level. It's hard at first. It's scary. For me, it was scary personally. Like, I was scared connecting with my shadow self, but after a week doing that, it was like, okay, I started realizing things that I've never realized throughout my life. So it won't be easy. We ain't the same. If you're one of those emotional people like me, then it won't be easy. I have a few what's it called? It's like basically questions that you have to answer on a piece of paper or in a journal or something like that. But I do advise you all to get yourself some journals because they do help. You know what I'm saying? They help. So the first question is to ask yourself, if I were to speak to someone who hurt me, you know what I'm saying? Someone behind my trauma, what would I say to that person? And trust me, that was my first shadow work. It hurt so bad. Like, I just took it all out on that piece of paper like nobody's business. Like, when I read it after that, I was like, damn, kill you. Secondly is, what traumatized me the most and how will I work on it? And despite the setbacks that I had in my life, what have I achieved and proud of achieving, you know? Things like that. Just ask yourself, like, I've been through shit, but I know I have achieved things in that like journey, which is hard, right? And if you've achieved something and you are proud of it, then you're strong. Hey, like a whole lot of people don't do that, you know what I'm saying? If they're going through trauma, they just give up everything and focus on the trauma. But if you still push yourself through that, then guys, then you ain't that bad. Tell yourself, I'm good, you know, everything will be okay. Just write something you'd want to hear from people. Write it to yourself, like you're telling your shadow self. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying. But like, write yourself a letter, or even if you don't write it to yourself, write the letter to the abuser. You know, dear abuser, you did this and this and this, and I hate you for this and this, but I do love you because today I'm strong because you did this. You know, don't be always negative and stuff, you should like thank your abuser and stuff like that. Just be like, okay, you did this to me, but today I'm strong because of you, and thank you. Do the opposite of what you do when you're overwhelmed, right? Say you're going through financial problems and stuff, and whenever you're going through that shit, maybe you tend to drink alcohol, you know what I'm saying, or you tend to be mad at everybody. I don't know what it is that you do, but if it is negative, try to do the opposite, you know what I'm saying. If you drink alcohol, why not just sit by yourself and find a way of working through it, you know, instead of like drinking alcohol or being mad at everybody. Why don't you find yourself a person whom you can speak to, or talk to about this shit that you're going through, even if like you don't tell them every single thing about you or what you're going through currently, because we're not the same, right? I can't speak to just anybody. I mean my cousin. I know my cousin. So do the opposite, you know. If you do the negative, do the opposite. Find the positive, you know what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be the opposite of that shit exactly, but I feel like you can find yourself something to do when you feel overwhelmed, you know what I'm saying. Period. I know it may sound a bit cheesy and stuff, like you're only making a fairy tale out of this, but I'm not. I've learned to, well, actually I didn't learn, I've been told to do the opposite. My therapist told me to do the opposite. My other tip to you is to set boundaries. Speaking of boundaries, people, if you know me, you will know that I'm a girl of this book. So this book right here, the best thing that I've ever heard. One of those English essays where we'd be like, the best day, no, it's the best gift I've ever received was this book right here. I think I should have written about this book in my essays. I feel like going back to school and just like rewrite my essays. Get yourself this book. Get yourself this book and read it. You will understand what I mean by saying set boundaries, people. Ain't nothing better than this book. I would definitely advise y'all to get yourself this book, or if you don't want to get yourself some, then it's okay. But I feel like a lot of things, I can't like explain how much this book helps me throughout my life. Like I've learned how to set boundaries with my family, myself, my partner, which I didn't have back in the days, but now I do know what I should do in a relationship, you know, set boundaries. Like everyone, especially setting boundaries with myself and my abuser, then it's like it helps, you know what I'm saying. If I just don't know how to stress this enough. I don't have no way of stressing this enough. The only way I can tell you how I feel is by telling you to go get yourself this book. It is also available online. If you don't want like the physical book, if you're not into physical books, you can download it. I just love this baby. This is my baby. Okay, next thing to you is to, I think I should have but it's okay. We are starting. Okay, my other tip to you is to practice yoga. You know, introduce yourself to something good for yourself. Okay, yoga is like, a lot of people don't believe in yoga. They like yoga? Me? No. And I feel like it's not like, I don't feel like yoga is the problem. Shadow self is the problem, because a whole lot of people, especially extroverts, it's better for us introverts, but like for extroverts it's like hard, because they'd like rather go out with friends, you know, have fun instead of being by themselves and practicing yoga, being all depressed and stuff. They just ignore. Do not ignore yourself and your feelings, baby. Oh, you'll die, yeah. Practice yoga, affirmations. You can find cute affirmations on YouTube. Do search for those and just try it once. You know, I do them for 22 days, no, 21 days, and then give myself a break. You know, if a week break, and then go back to my affirmations. It does help. And scripting, practice scripting. Like I said, you guys should find yourself journals in order to script whatever it is that you feel. Period. I mean, your book won't disappoint. You know, this book, it doesn't disappoint me. Like, it doesn't judge me. It doesn't like tell me things I don't want to hear, even if it's true. But like, hey, get yourself a journal and script. You know, listen to nice music. I had this tendency of, I still have that problem of listening to sad music while I'm sad, and it only makes me feel worse. And I know you guys know how it feels. I feel like a lot of people do that, which is kind of you know, I think we only do that because we want to feel like we're not alone in the situation. We do have, you know, people who are out there who also experience the same shit as we do. Like, I would listen to NF, I would listen to Juice WRLD, Triple XXXTentacion, if it's like spelled like that. And who else would I listen to? Dex. I would like listen to Dex as well. And yeah, pretty much that's all it. That's all it. Cheyenne. But hey, listen to nice music. Like, positive music is the best whenever you're going through all shit. But if you still wanna, cause I know how it feels. It feels like you're smoking weed. You know, when you're high, it feels good listening to sad music, like you said. But it only makes you worse. You'd rather smoke weed than listen to sad music, cause you'll end up. Discuss. Next tip is to tell yourself, wait, have you ever had a motivational speaker saying that your worst enemy is yourself, and you're thinking, my worst enemy is myself? They don't mean you as a whole, not you as the, it's your mind, people. Yo, guys, your mind is your worst enemy. Your mind is your worst enemy, period. Yes, you've been through shit. Yes, you've been abused. Yes, you've been through it. But your mind, Sala. Your mind is your, hey, people, be careful. Be careful with your mind. Like, be careful. Trust me, you should be careful with your mind. But hey, maybe you are your worst enemy, and if you do feel like that, then, for an example, let me give you guys an example. Personally, I know, and I've accepted, and I went through this book to deal with this shit. Set boundaries with myself, set boundaries with my mind. Because I did accept which my mind was my worst enemy, especially when it comes to YouTube, right? YouTube is also one of the reasons I do not have inner peace, because like I know I have to upload 3 videos a week, right? And my mind comes and says, your camera broke and you don't have a cell phone that works properly, and it might take you time to get yourself a new camera because cameras are expensive, and you're not like a professional when it comes to YouTube, you know what I'm saying? You're not perfect, you still start hard, you know. My mind just comes up with a lot of excuses for me not to film videos. And you know, when it comes to uploading, it's another problem. You know, you have to go to the internet cafe to do that shit. Just let it be. Don't film any videos. I mean, it's not gonna be quality. You won't find a lot of subscribers. That's my enemy right there, right? It gives me like these negative thoughts. But ever since I've read this book, I just told myself, wait, it's my mind. You know, my mind is my worst enemy. Why don't I just grab my mom's phone and film this video and see what happens? You know, it's not about subscribers. You know, it's not about getting, you know, a whole lot of subscribers. It's about helping people, because I feel like I've also been helped on YouTube a lot. So even if like I don't help billions of people in this world. At least if I were to help one person, even if it's just one tip that changes a person's life, then I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It's not about getting subscribers, you know, having a whole lot of followers, you know, being popular on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. It's all about helping people, and I feel like if people were to think like that as well, the world would be different now. I feel like a fucking politician. Okay. But you know, maybe your mind is the worst enemy, period. But if you feel like you can control your mind, you know, you have control over your mind, and you make good decisions, and you are happy with almost every decision that you make. Another tip, being in control of your mind. I think I just mix those in one tip. I know. Then my other tip, my last but not least tip, is to actually know that days aren't the same. You will fall back. Yeah, you will fall back to where you've been, you know, I think we all know this, but I think I should just say it. You will fall back to where you've been, whether it's physically, you know, mentally, financially. But it is important for us to actually uplift ourselves again. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is that you're going through in your life right now, let's not focus on the setbacks, you know, let's not focus on falling, let's not focus on the trauma that we're going through right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's focus on working on uplifting ourselves and moving forward from whatever it is that we've been through. I know it ain't easy. I know maybe my experience is like nothing compared to somebody out there watching this video, but I just wanted to tell you all that it's all gonna be okay. You know, nothing is gonna, you know, stop us from becoming who we wanna become. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like not financially, if you wanna like have peace and stuff, nothing will stop you but yourself and your mind, period. No matter the experience, no matter the circumstances, we should focusing on rising. We should be focusing on you know, getting prepared for the future. You know, if we were to focus on falling backwards, then it would be hard for us to get up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who it is, but there's this motivational speaker who was saying, I'd rather fall forward rather than fall backwards, because that way I will be able to see, you know, the challenges that I'm going through. I'll be able to see where I'll be falling exactly, rather than falling backwards. It might take me years to get up from whatever it is. So I feel like that's like my best tip I would give to you, to focus on falling forward, because you can't tell yourself that I'm not gonna have setbacks, because we can't predict the future. And I feel like life is all about, you know, falling and getting back up. You know, it's up to you to choose if you wanna get up or you just wanna stay down for the fucking rest of your life, while the person who's like the reason behind your trauma is moving forward with their lives. You know what I'm saying? It's all gonna be okay. I'm proud of myself. I just like, oh wow. But hey, it's all gonna be okay. Trust me, people. It's all gonna be fine.